On tonight's episode of What a Fat Guy's Gonna Cook for Dinner, I'm gonna make a pasty. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, the first step is to get you a large mixing bowl because we gotta make a pie crust. We've got 1 1/4 cups of flour, all purpose. That goes in. We got a teaspoon of salt. That goes in. Now we want to mix the flour and the salt around just a little bit. Then we're going to add 1 stick of cold diced butter. Get you a pastry cutter and let's cut that dough. Let's cut that butter into that flour. You want to cut it in until it looks like this. Little flaky balls of, well, flour and butter. Okay, now we want to add 4 or 5 tablespoons of ice cold water just to bring it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what that does for us. It doesn't have to be wet or anything. You just want it to be able to all stick together and form a dough ball. We're going to add half of one more just to be safe. Get that little bit that's at the bottom. And you want it to resemble that. I'm going to cut a little bit off because I need a top. Flatten it out just a little bit. Like so. We're going to wrap them up and put them in the fridge for a couple hours. Well, 30 minutes while I get everything else ready. So now we got the bottom, and then we got a little bit for the top. We're going to put those in the fridge for 30 minutes while we do everything else. While our pie crust is in the fridge chilling, I went ahead and I cut, peeled, and sliced about 4 or 5 potatoes. Did the same thing with a medium onion. Went ahead and cut it up real small, left the rings. So 4 or 5 russet potatoes, good medium sized onion. And for this recipe, we want to use lean ground beef. Alright, we took half of that roll. We're going to put it in between 2 pieces of wax paper, and we're going to make it flat and round. We're going to try to flatten it out about the size of that pie plate over there. I'm only using half because we're going to do 2 layers. Alright, we're going to repeat that process for the other one. Okay, there they both are, ×2. We're going to set those off to the side while we work on rolling out this pie crust. Okay, we're going to flour our surface just a little bit so we can roll it around there. I'm not the best baker in the world or the best cook. Well, that just sucks. I guess I didn't get enough flour down. Like I said, it ain't got to be pretty. It's just got to taste good. You guys might be better at baking than me, so it probably won't look this bad. And a little spot there. There it is. Not the best in the world, but it is. It's a pie crust. All right, we're gonna take one of these packages of lean beef we made and put it right in there. Just a nice little thin layer. Start with some salt. We got some pepper. Touch of rosemary, just because I like the flavor. Garlic powder. Onion powder. And of course, some Lawry's. Now, we're going to layer it with potato. They don't have to be pretty. Alright, that's a good layer of potatoes. Now we're going to grab a layer of onion. Make sure those little suckers get everywhere. Potatoes got to have salt and pepper. Layer one. Let's repeat the process. Repeat. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of rosemary because I like the flavor, some Lawry's seasoned salt, back with a layer of potatoes, more onion, almost forgot, salt and pepper this layer of potatoes as well. Okay, let's see if we can make this top a little bit better than we did the bottom. Start with a little bit of flour. Coat that real well. All right, let's just throw around the rolling. You can hear the pack. They're at it after something out there. All right, let me see if I can transfer this one a little better than the last one. I've seen it on TV. I'm not that good at it. Hey, like I said, it ain't gonna be pretty. I'm gonna eat it. Put some vent holes in it. I got an oven preheating at about 400. We're gonna put it in there for about an hour, or until you stick a fork or something in it and make sure those potatoes are done. That's what the inside looks like. Never mind the crust. I got busy with the dogs and that's what the top of it looks like. Shit happens, but it's still delicious. Okay, everybody, don't be like me and get busy tending the dogs, because you brown the top of the crust a little too much. But that's what it looks like. The bottom crust looks good and done. But yeah, that's what it is. It is really good. And like I said, you're probably gonna have to add a little extra salt and pepper. Like I always say, whatever you make for dinner, make sure it's good. Thanks for watching.